Welcome back to another day of Koronasana with Yoga on a Roll. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to start on our backs today in Shavasana. Just a short little breathing exercise to start, so find yourself nice and comfy on your mat and try to get the shoulders squeezed together behind you and down away from your ears. We're going to take 3 deep breaths, so when you're ready, we'll come to an inhale, nice and deep through the nose. Fill up the chest, the belly as much as you can, and then exhale, let it go. Inhale all the way to the top. Try to sip in as much air as you possibly can here. Open up your mouth and sigh of little relief. Exhale nice and deep. Last one on your own. Try to imagine even more air coming in, maybe a 5-second inhale, and releasing when you're ready. And we'll get to moving here. We're going to squeeze our knees in towards our chest when you breathe in again. And just give a little rock side to side. And then flip those feet up towards the sky. Happy baby is where we're going. Grab the outside edges of the feet and just notice the tightness in the hamstrings. So starting this way is like, oh gosh. But we're going to end this way too. So let's just kind of notice the changes in between class here. A couple more breaths in your happy baby. Doesn't have to be perfect, especially to start. And then take a deep inhale in and use your exhale to release. Feet come underneath the knees and we're going to take a bridge pose. So when you're ready, you'll push down through the feet, lift up the booty, the hips, keep the upper back and the head on the mat here, but try to squeeze those shoulder blades together again and use that as your foundation. You're going to inhale and lift those hips a little higher. Exhale, squeeze the booty. One more breath in, and on your exhale, you'll come on down. The right leg will go up towards the sky. Just give a point and a flex, a little ankle roll. Grab around either the hamstring or the calf and just start to pull that leg in closer to you. So a little bit more stretch for the hamstring here. And the same thing as we did in our bridge pose, except you're going to leave the right leg lifted. So hands come down open by the hips, and we'll lift and exhale to lower. Inhale to lift up, kick the sky. And exhale to lower. 2 more, just like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. 1 more inhale. Exhale, lower down. Take that ankle and move it over the top of the left knee. You're going to bring the arms up overhead in prayer. And we're going to take some figure 4 crunches. So on your inhale, lift up your left foot. And on your exhale, bring your head towards your right shin. Arms can point towards you. Inhale, lower everything down. And exhale, come up, crunch again. Beautiful. Got 4 more just like that. Inhale, lower. Use that exhale to lift up, maybe a little higher each time. You got it. Awesome. You got 2 more. Notice the heat building in the body. And then use that heat. We're going to come into our figure 4. So supine pigeon. Wrap your hands around that left hammy. Sometimes it's nice to straighten the left leg and maybe go up towards like the left calf, but you don't have to do that. You're going to keep pulling that whole foundation that you've built in towards your chest. So either flexing or pointing both sets of feet. And then tuck your chin a little bit, make your neck really long, and you've got 1 more inhale to hug that whole situation in close to you. Exhale, you'll release the legs. Let's take a twist. That right foot is going to attempt to drop down towards the left side of the mat. The arms can open like wings, or maybe you cactus them. You can take your left hand to your right knee like Val has right here. And just keep trying to get that right shoulder to lie down, spill onto the mat. See if you can get that right knee to lower a little bit closer to the ground. Take 1 more deep breath in. And on your exhale, we'll come back to center. Make a little yogi ball with your body. Squeeze your knees in towards your head. Awesome. And let's move through that same thing on side 2. So right foot down, left leg up. Just a little ankle rolling. Open up that foot, that ankle. Start to pull the leg in closer to your chest. And let's take those little hip thrusts. On your inhale, push through that right foot. Exhale, lower the booty. Inhale, kick it up. And exhale, lower down. A few more on your own. So you can use the hands on the ground here to help push into the earth and lift you. Or maybe you open the palms to the sky for a little bit of an added challenge here. Awesome. 1 more. Inhale to kick up. and exhale to lower. Crisscross ankle over the right knee. And inhale, arms come up over the head. As you exhale, everything lifts up off the mat, even that right leg. Inhale, lower the back. And exhale, crunch it up. Awesome. You got it. Keep on rocking and rolling. Notice the length of your breath. Notice if you're finishing a movement before you're finishing a breath. Try to match those two up. One more, nice and strong. Exhale, crunch, and then let's thread the needle around that right thigh. Hug it in towards your face. And the point here isn't really any core work. You're just kind of taking the stretch in the outside of the left hip. So your head can be on the floor. You've got 2 more breaths here in your supine pigeon. Pointing or flexing feet just like you did on side 1. We'll take 1 more deep breath in and use the exhale to find your twist. So that left foot now wants to come to the right side of the mat. Arms open up, whatever variation you want to take here. You want to feel a nice open chest and a twist in that mid-back. 1 more nice deep breath in. Full exhale out. And then we'll come to that little yogi ball on your next inhale. We're going to start to rock and roll the length of the spine. So you'll end up on all 4s. And we'll work our cat-cow when you're ready. So take as many little spinal massages as you want. Start to find your tabletop when you're all ready to go. And then drop your belly, lift your heart, your tail. Exhale, round the spine. About 4 more cat-cows, you got it. Any way that starts to feel good for your spine to move. So if you need to make it a little different here, you know what to do. Awesome. Find as much length as you can on your next inhale. And when you exhale again, we're going to stay there for 2 rounds of breath. So push the spine up to the sky. Take a deep breath in and see if on your exhale you can push a little higher. Beautiful. 1 more inhale. Exhale, we'll come to a neutral tabletop position. Curl your toes under and let's find our first downward facing dog. Pedaling out the legs. And again, just allowing the body to open softly and slowly. No forcing. Pedal the legs, and it's okay if they need to stay quite bent for this first down dog. In any way that feels good for you, you'll start to make your way to the head of the mat on an inhale. So look forward, hop up, walk up, whatever. Land in your forward fold. We'll shake the head yes and no. Loosen up that neck a little bit. Maybe you rock side to side. Maybe you grab your opposite elbows here. And sometimes stillness is nice. So take what you need. You've got 1 more cycle of breath here. When you're ready, you're going to roll all the way to standing. Scoop those arms up overhead. And exhale the hands to the heart. Deep inhale in, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Take it all the way down. Lift yourself halfway. That number 7 is what the body looks like. Exhale to fold. Plant your hands. And let's step it back. You're going to the top of your push-up here. Exhale down to the bottom of your push-up. That might mean belly. That might mean halfway. Inhale your heart up. Exhale your booty back for downward facing dog. We'll work 1 more of those sun salves before we really get moving today. So you're going to take 3 more breaths in your down dog. And just start noticing. Notice where you're opening. Notice where there's still tension in the body, where you can use your breath and your movement to kind of open there. And let's make our way to the head of a mat. Inhale. And exhale, come on up. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold, root to rise. Arms out the sides of the body. Come all the way up. Exhale, hands to the center of the chest. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, upward facing hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale is our Chaturanga Dandasana. Step it back, move through your push-up. Inhale your back bend and exhale your downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here and then drop your knees for tabletop. So really allow yourself those deep breaths. When you arrive, we're going to kick that right leg back. Inhale to lengthen and exhale forehead towards the knee. Round your spine. 2 more just like that. Kick it back and then hug it in. Last time, inhale, kick. Exhale, hover. You're going to keep this knee hugging in towards your forehead. Curl your left toes under and see if you can hover that knee up off the mat for an inhale. Exhale, push back, 3-legged down dog. Kick that right leg nice and high. And let's bend our knee and stack our hip here. Try to kick the left side of the room with your right foot. Push through that right hand. See if you can keep the shoulders and the collarbones in one line. Take another inhale in to straighten the leg. And as you exhale, step that foot to the top of the mat. Lower the left knee down, low lunge. Inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale, half split. Kick that front leg straight. Bow your head. And let's do that 2 more times. Inhale to lift your heart, lift your arms. And exhale, kick it back, fold over that right leg. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. We're going to stay right here. So pull that right hip back a little bit. And then let's plant the left hand and reach that right arm up towards the sky. Take a little twist in our split. See if maybe that right hip will hug back just 1 more inch. As you come forward into your low lunge, start to curl those left toes under. We're going to take the right hand to the left hamstring, and as you rise up off that left knee, see if you can slowly find an Exalted Warrior here. Reach the left arm back. Keep driving that right hip forward, right knee forward. Inhale. As you exhale, Warrior 2. Open up that left arm behind you, right arm forward. And then just kind of notice if you need to widen the stance in your feet, go ahead and take time to do that here. You'll know if that needs to happen if the front knee is not behind the front ankle. 1 more breath in your Warrior 2. And then we're going to take a strong exhale, move through a side lunge over that left knee. So back of the mat, Skandasana. Lift your heart to your thumbs. See if you can challenge your balance. If you've got hands on the ground, just maybe one hand comes up to your heart. And then we'll spin towards that left knee. We're going to leave the right hand down, lift the left arm nice and high, revolved side angle. So try to keep pushing your ribs towards your thigh, twisting your heart towards whatever the right side of the room is for you. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, can you move to Skandasana towards the front of the mat now? Move all the way back towards that right leg. And again, if hands are on the ground, just challenge yourself. Maybe that opposite hand comes up to the heart. Maybe you're good with both hands coming up. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, same thing, revolve side angle. So you're going to leave the left hand down, move towards that right knee, lift the right arm nice and high. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Now use the left hand as your foundation, maybe even drop the left knee. We're coming into Vashisthasana, side plank. So Val has her feet staggered. You can always do that for extra foundation, or you can even stack one blade of the foot on the other. 1 more deep breath in here. And then we're going to lift that top leg. So the right leg lifts. See if you can bring elbow to knee twice. Yeah, crunch and then lengthen. And then exhale, crunch. Lengthen on your next inhale. Let's move through Vinyasa when you're ready. So 2 hands down, top bottom of your push-up. If this is like a no-go for you and you don't have that much energy, you can always just move straight to your downward facing dog. So taking 2 breaths here, and then we'll drop it to a tabletop again. Awesome. All right, so just kind of take a second to stabilize if you need to move your body at all. And then we're going to kick that left leg back nice and long. Exhale, forehead towards the knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Last time on your own. Hug this crunch in. Curl those right toes under. See if you can hover the knee for a breath. And then kick it back. 3-legged down dog. Start to bend that left knee. Stack your left hip over your right. So now the left foot wants to kick the right side of the room. Keep those collarbones square. Push down through your left hand. Inhale to lengthen the leg. And exhale, step it through. Low lunge. Lower that right knee down. Lift your arms, shine your heart forward, and then exhale, half split. And you've got 2 more of those on your own, so move through them with your breath. Allow the full length of the inhale to match one movement and vice versa. When you land in this next half split, we'll stay there for a moment, pulling that left hip back. Awesome. Right hand down, left arm high, twist your half split. Try to revolve the chest open towards that left leg. And let's move back into our low lunge. Curl those back toes under. Come into your Exalted Warrior. So left hand will grab that right hamstring. Right arm reaches up. Try to push that right hip forward. Pull the left hip back. One more deep breath in. And Warrior 2. Exhale. Left arm forward. Left knee is not going super far over that left ankle. You want to see how Val's is kind of a little bit behind the ankle. That's okay. But beyond that means you need to widen your stance. So one more breath to situate your Warrior 2. And when you're ready, let's pop over to that right knee, Skandasana, to the back of the mat. So those left toesies will lift. And you might notice that the heel of the bent knee lifts as well, and that's totally okay. You're still in the pose. One more deep breath in. And let's move towards that right knee, revolving our side angle. So the left hand down, the right arm nice and high. Trying to keep a little energy out those right fingertips. Take a deep breath in. Use your exhale to travel to that left knee now. Skandasana towards the front of the mat. So lift those right toes. Lift your heart. Try to get any rounding out of the spine that you can. One more deep breath. And we'll move through that same pose. Revolve side angle over the left knee. So lift your left arm, twist yourself. Right hand is your foundation. Let's move into our side plank. You can roll onto the right pinky toe edge of the right foot, or you can stack that right knee on the ground. Strong, strong right arm. Lifting that left leg into the air. Exhale, knee comes towards the elbow. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Lengthen, and let's move through our chaturanga. 2 hands down. Exhale, bottom of your push-up. Inhale the heart forward, and exhale, downward facing dog. Great job. So if at this point you're needing a little rest, we have 5 breaths to either stay in down dog or kind of separate those breaths, child pose or down dog. You decide. Listening to our bodies is the best thing that we can do for ourselves, whether we're flowing or just kind of living our day-to-day life. So notice what your body's asking for. Don't try to be a superstar and push through any inner guidance that you have. Wherever you're at in your 5 breaths, it's downward facing dog on that 5th exhale. Take a deep breath in, try to lengthen your spine, push your tailbone up and forward towards the head of your mat. And we're going to come into bear pose. So it's quite like tabletop, we just don't let those knees touch down. Take an inhale and roll it back to down dog. And then exhale into your bear pose, and we're going to do that 4 more times. You got it. Inhale, exhale, hover the knees, hug that low core in. Beautiful. A few more times on your own. Noticing the strength of your low abdominals and also the strength of your arms, kind of keeping those shoulders down away from the ears. Last time, roll into that bear pose. Take a deep breath in, push your booty back towards your heels. We're going to take a hop up to the head of our mat on the exhale. Come on up, forward fold. So go ahead and grab opposite elbows and just start to kind of gorilla sway yourself from side to side. Keep a generous bend in the knees. Rock back and forth. Release the arms on your next breath in, and let's reach all the way up, root to rise. Beautiful. Take a lateral stretch towards the right thigh. So right hand drops down, left arm reaches up and over. Inhale through center and exhale to the left. One more time to each side. All right, the next inhale, arms up through center. And we're going to just twist our body to the right side of the room. So use just your hands, your arms for this first one. Inhale, reach up. and exhale, twist to the left. Now the next time that you twist right, option to float that right knee up to hip height as you twist. Inhale, center, and exhale, left knee might come with you. Awesome. We're going to go one more time to that right side. Stay there. Maybe you can extend the right leg. Maybe you want to keep the knee bent. And then bend the right knee. Bring the arms back to center. Take that right ankle and flip it over the left knee. We're going to take a figure 4 chair pose. So starting to sink our booty down and just kind of noticing it's that same stretch that we took in the beginning in our supine pigeon. So seeing how low you can sit, but how high you can lift your heart. You want to keep the thumbs and the heart glued together for one more breath here. Use your exhale to step that right foot to the back of the mat. Crescent lunge. Arms come up over the head. Deep breath in. Smooth the heart forward. Kick that left hip back just an inch or two. And then let's dive the arms forward and the left leg straight for pyramid pose. So you might even hop that right foot up a hair. You want to pull the left hip back so that you can keep the hips in one line. Maybe play with lifting your toes, your left toes towards your face, and then dropping that foot all the way down and lifting the right heel. And maybe just rock back and forth between these two hamstring openers here. You've got 2 more breaths in this pose, so of course if stillness sounds better to you, then just take that. Follow your body. The next time that you breathe out, we're going to find stillness. Move that right hand to the outside of the left foot. We'll take a revolved pyramid pose. So the left arm will reach up towards the sky. Again, twisting the rib cage, the chest, towards that left thigh. Beautiful. One more inhale. On your exhale, a nice slow rise up to our Exalted Warrior. So that left hand will grab for the right hamstring, right arm up and back. Keep bending deeply through that left knee. Keep pushing the belly, the chest forward. And let's find our Warrior 2 on the exhale. Right arm back, left arm forward. Spin that right foot so that it's parallel with the back edge of your mat. Bend into that front knee a little deeper. And then straighten the front knee. Flip that front palm. Let's reverse our triangle. Reach that arm nice and far back behind you. Feel some length through that left hip, the rib cage, the arm. And then we're going to reach both arms up, spin both heels in, the toes out. Goddess pose is where we're headed. The knees bend, the hips drop, and the heart and the thumbs stay connected. So lift your heart, tuck your chin slightly. And let's take a few crunches. The hands will come behind the head, and you're just going to go right elbow to right knee. Inhale, center, left elbow, left knee. One more time, each side. Stay squatted. Let's take right elbow to the left knee when you're ready. Very nice. Inhale, center, and exhale, opposite. One more time, each side. You got it. Feel that little shake in your thighs. Means you're alive. Stay at center. Bring your hands back to your heart. Beautiful. Lift into your star pose from here. Arms up overhead. Think about something that you're proud of in your life, maybe about your body or about, where you're at in your own personal development here. And just be proud. We've got 2 more breaths in your star pose. All right, we're going to move into the left knee. So bend through that left knee. Let the right foot kind of find like a Warrior 2 stance again. There you go. Arms come out long. Start reaching the left arm forward. Let's come into half moon. So the left arm will dip down. That right arm comes up overhead. And options for half moon. Maybe you're not ready to float that right hand and you keep it like on your hip. Just encouraging the right hip to open over the left. And always, if you need to bend that left knee more, that's going to help you balance a little bit. So wherever you're at here, take one more strong inhale. And as you exhale, find Warrior 2 one more time. Take a deep breath in. Use your exhale to cartwheel down around that front foot. Let's take our Vinyasa. Kick it back. Top, bottom of your push-up. Inhale. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Great job. We'll be in down dog for 3 strong breaths. All right. When you exhale for that third time, take a deep breath in and bend your knees. Look to the head of your mat. See if you can make that jump up again to your forward fold. Land with your head close to your shins and maybe wrap your arms around your shins and give yourself a little hug here. Beautiful. Feel how the hamstrings have started to open. And then remember what it felt like when you were in that first happy baby and just notice any differences that have already occurred in your body. Let's inhale, release the arms and rise all the way up, root to rise. Hands come to the center of the heart. And we'll take those twists again. So inhale, arms up overhead, exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center, and exhale, left. Next time you have the option to bring your knee with you. Right knee might raise. Inhale, center, exhale, left. One more time to each side. When you reach the left side again, you're going to hang out there. Maybe you straighten through the left leg if you did on side one. Take a deep breath in. Try to reach your heart a little higher. And as you exhale, let's find that figure four shape. Left ankle over the right knee. Sit it down. Sink it low. Heart and thumbs are glued together, so straighten out your spine. Sit your booty a little lower. One more inhale. And exhale, we'll find that crescent lunge. Left foot floats back, arms reach up overhead. Beautiful. 2 deep breaths in your crescent lunge. Feeling a stretch in your belly. A nice opening in the chest. Use your next exhale to find pyramid pose. Straighten through that front knee. Dive forward with the arms and maybe hop that back foot up a hair. You can find that rocking back and forth if you liked that on side one, lifting the front toes, exhaling, lifting the back heel. Or maybe you choose to just meditate in your pyramid pose, finding stillness, finding length. On your next exhale, find that stillness if you haven't. Left hand comes to the inside or outside of that right foot. Right arm reaches high, revolved pyramid. So notice how Val's back is nice and straight here, almost as if you could balance something on your low back if you wanted to. Chest, rib cage revolve towards that right thigh for one more breath. All right, let's rise up into our Exalted Warrior. Reach that right hand for the left leg. Reach the left arm high up and back. Bend through that right knee a little bit more. Deep breath in. Exhale, Warrior 2. Open it up. Inhale to lengthen through the arms, and it's almost like someone's pulling your left arm forward and your right arm back. Nope, wrong way. Right arm forward and left arm back. So imagine being tugged to the edges of the room, and then straighten through that front knee, and reverse your triangle. High five something with that right hand. Find length in that right side body. You got it. Inhale into your goddess pose. Reach both arms high and then exhale, squat it down. And then notice here the stance of the feet. You want to have the knees nice and far apart. So to get that, spin the heels in and the toes out, and be careful. So the lower you can sink, the better. But if you're kind of at like the awkward standstill of like, this is as much as my hips are going to open, then again, listen to your body. We're going to hang out here for 2 more breaths. So you get a break right now. No crunches. You just have this stagnant hold, which is so much fun. So option to lift the heels if you want a little bit of an added challenge. You might notice you can sink lower. And then inhale, rise up to your star pose. Arms up overhead. 2 full breaths in your star pose. So again, think about something that you appreciate about yourself. And if that's hard to do, then think about someone you love and what you love about them. Maybe it's hard to think inward, but it's easy sometimes to focus outward. So try that. And then let's use that last exhale to find kind of a Warrior 2 stance. We're going to reach that right arm forward, 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 dive down into our half moon pose. So half moon is when we want to have the top hip, so in this case the left hip, stacked over the right hip. So eventually someday your entire chest, your face, everything would kind of be able to spin open towards the left side of your mat here. On your next inhale, let's find that strong Warrior 2 again. Deep breath in, full breath out, cartwheel around the front foot. Vinyasa. So we're going to move into a child's pose. If you'd rather stay in your down dog, you can. But let's take about a 3 to 5 breath little realignment break here. So just kind of smooth out the rhythm of the breath and start to come into a space of calm. Allow the tension in the body to just kind of wash over you, spill onto your mat. You're doing a great job. You've made it to your mat. If you're tempted to turn the video off and kind of call it a day, I challenge you to stay here. You're almost done. A few more breaths in your child's pose. Try and make them the deepest breaths you've taken all practice. Begin to lengthen your arms. Creepy crawl those fingers forward. Lift your booty, curl your toes under, and let's find that down dog again. Inhale to lift the right leg, and exhale, knee towards the nose. Take a little crunch. Inhale, lift, and exhale, crunch it through. Hug it in. Step the foot through, and let's find that half moon again. Leave the right hand down, lift the left leg behind you. Maybe the left arm comes up overhead. Deep breath in. Exhale, pyramid pose. Drip that left foot down. Straighten through the right leg. Pull that right hip back. So we're going to have a little fun here. Total, optional new pose that we're going to try. We're going to try funky pyramid. So if you're like, what the heck, then just stay in your pyramid pose. But if you want to have some fun, you're going to start to walk the fingers back towards the back foot. The thumbs are forward. Really drive into the hands here. If you can do it, start to lift that back leg, bend the knee, and then lean back towards the back edge of your mat if you can. Hug the knee in towards the face, and then let's come back to our pyramid pose. Pop that foot back behind you. Take a breath to kind of settle back in. And then we're going to sweep up to our crescent lunge. So you might have to elongate your stance here. Arms come up overhead. Reach the belly forward, the heart up. Deep breath in. Exhale, sweep the head forward, the arms back. Stay in the same stance with your legs. Inhale back to your crescent, and exhale, sweep it back. So maybe you use a little momentum. We're going to inhale and pop that left leg up so the knee can come about hip height. You're standing on the right foot. And let's find that little chair pose again with the figure 4 chair pose. So the ankle over the knee. Sit your booty down, and you've again got options. You can hang out in your figure 4. You can start to fold forward, keeping the left ankle stacked over the knee. And if you're somebody who likes to do flying pigeon, you can always try that. If you're like, what's that, Kate? Then we'll save that for another day. We won't go there today. But if you know what it is, you're welcome to fly. You're here for 2 more breaths. So see how low you can get in your fold. Maybe you're hanging out in the figure 4 chair pose and you're trying to sink that booty lower. Wherever you're at, you're going to start to come on out, rising back into that figure 4 chair. Deep breath in. As you exhale, left foot down to the mat. Let's take a twist towards that right knee. So chair twist, you're going to bring the left elbow outside that right knee. Twist your heart towards the right side of the room. Pull that left hip back. Deep breath in. As you exhale, see if you can step the left foot back nice and gracefully. You're finding that revolved side angle variation. We're going to drop the left hand down, raise the right arm nice and high. And again, this is your foundation. We're moving into a side plank. So step the right foot to stagger or stack on the left. You can always have the left knee down. But if you're in the full side plank, let's flip our dog. Bring that right foot over behind the left leg. Lift your hips, reach your right arm back. Deep breath in. As you exhale, we're going to find pigeon pose with that right knee up to the head of the mat behind the right hand. Walk the left foot back behind you. Start to walk your chest, your forehead as low as you'd like to bring it today. 3 breaths to experience your pigeon. We've played a lot with this shape today. Lying down, standing up, and now prone on the ground. So compare it to the beginning pigeon when we were on our back. And then compare that to that standing figure 4 shape. And just kind of notice where you have felt tension and where you have begun to feel a stretch, an opening in any 3 of these shapes that we've taken. And then we're going to try a little bit of a different descent from this pose. So bring the hands under the shoulders, curl those left toes under, and we're going to find fallen star. So the right foot is going to shoot out past that left thigh, reaching the left arm nice and high. Inhale. Exhale, hand comes down, lift into your three-legged dog. Lift that right leg nice and high. And then we'll exhale into our down dog. Come into a plank pose and let's move through our chaturanga. Exhale, bottom of your push-up. And we'll find our way back into the down dog. Beautiful. On your next breath in, left leg sweeps up nice and high. Exhale, knee towards the forehead. Hug it in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch, hold it, hug it. Step that foot through. Half moon is where we're going. So right foot will kick up. Maybe the right arm is added up overhead. You're trying to rotate the body open towards the right side of the mat. Deep breath in. Exhale, pyramid pose. So drip that right foot down, not too far behind you. Sink that fold nice and deep over the left leg. Pull the left back, and let's try that funky pyramid again. So fingertips walk back to face the right toe. Start to push into your fingertips, lift that right foot up, bend the knee, hug the knee in towards the left thigh, and exhale, pyramid. Drip that right foot down again. Let's sweep into our crescent lunge. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, arms sweep back, head sweeps forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sweep back. Use this momentum to hop that right knee up to hip height, standing tall on the left leg. Deep breath in. Exhale back into that figure four chair pose. So come into those options again. You can sink the booty low and just practice bending that left knee. Maybe you turn it into a forward fold. Maybe you try that flying pigeon. If you're flying your pigeon, you're creating a little chaturanga shelf with your arms like we do in crow pose. You're taking that right shin and you're trying to plant it on that chaturanga shelf. The left knee will not like hit the elbows. It will more kind of hang out on that right shin. So decide what you want to do. There is no right or wrong pose to take, but you're here for one more strong breath. The next time you inhale, begin to come back into that figure four chair pose. Sink your booty down. Deep breath in. Exhale to your chair. We're going to twist towards the left leg. So right elbow hooks to the outside of that left knee. Pull the right knee, the right hip back in space. And let's see if you can lift that right leg and plop it to the back edge of your mat. Take that twist nice and deep. And then drop that right hand down, left arm nice and high. Find your foundation for your side plank. You can always drop the knee down if you need to behind you. Open up your arms to stack one on top of the other. And then let's float that right foot behind you. Kick the hips up nice and high. This is called flip dog or wild thing. You're doing great. We're going to flip it back over and find a pigeon pose. Left knee comes up behind the left wrist. Walk that right leg long behind you. And then find the sleepy pigeon version that works on this side. So that just means lower your belly, your forehead down towards the ground. You've got those 3 deep breaths. We've been here before. Notice what's new. One more nice round of inhale. Full deep exhale. Hands come under the shoulders. We're going to find that fallen star. So start to kick that left leg long out to the right side of the mat. Lift the right arm. Deep breath in. Exhale, making our way to a 3-legged down dog, keeping that left leg lifted. Awesome. Come into your down dog. Roll it into your plank pose. And let's take our final vinyasa of class. Inhale the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Drop down onto those knees. We're just going to move into a seated position. So kick your legs off to one side. Find Sukhasana. Doesn't really matter on your mat where you're facing. We're going to inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, lateral bend to the right. Right hand drops, left arm sweeps over to the right side. Inhale, center, and exhale, left. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands behind your back. Take an interlaced grip. Pull the knuckles down. And let's just take a few neck rolls. So you can go counterclockwise or clockwise, whatever you want, but we're going to even it out. So move that neck in the opposite direction when you're ready. Keep pulling those knuckles back behind you. Take a deep breath in to center the head. Exhale, fold over the legs. See if you can raise those knuckles up overhead. Awesome. One more deep breath in. Exhale, release the arms, roll it up. And let's make our way back onto our spine. So just come to lie down. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself that little hug again. Feet come down under the knees. Let's move into our bridge pose, lifting those hips nice and high, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Inhale to lift the hips. Exhale, lower down. One more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower all the way down. We'll take our shins parallel to the sky. We're going to bring our arms cactus like a little football post here. And then drop the knees to the left side of the room. Let the gaze go past that right shoulder. Notice your right shoulder. See if you can smooth it down towards your mat any more. With the elbows bent like this, you've got a little bit more opening in the chest. So notice that. Inhale to come back to center. And exhale, opposite side with the knees, opposite side with the gaze. Notice that left shoulder. See if you can use an exhale to bring it closer to the mat. You're doing great. Inhale through center. And let's grab a hold of the outside edges of the feet. Let's find that happy baby again. And just notice, how is it different? If it's the same, can you soften? Can you make it a little bit more open? Two more deep breaths in your happy baby. Now you always have this option at the end of a yoga class. You are your best teacher. So if happy baby is not enough and you have one more pose in you, then please find that here. If not, we're going into Shavasana. The legs will elongate down the length of the mat. Arms open up by the hips. Take a deep breath in. Exhale into your personal Shavasana. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for hopping on your mat. Happy Koranasana.